at nurturing their database, getting business out of their database, and we're going to hear what they do, what their best practices are, and hopefully that helps you guys out. So let's start with introducing our panelists. We're going to start with Tracy Ellis. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us where you're from. Tell us how long you've been with EXP, how long you've been in the business, what percent of your business is from your database, and how much business do you do from your database?
Thanks so much, Mark. I have been in real estate for about 22 years. We've actually been with EXP for about 1 year, was with RE/MAX for 17 and Keller Williams for about 15 months prior to that. It's been a wonderful experience at EXP. Last year, our small team, we have about 7 agents actively working on our team, and we closed about $42 million in real estate. This year, we should exceed $50 million. We host several weekly radio shows and have a magazine and do a lot of marketing socially, but our database is very important. As all of us know, 50% to 55% of our business comes from our database. And we've, over the 22 years, had to find new ways to work the database because it's not how it was 22 years ago when we were farming. So that's what we'll talk with you about today, what's working best for us.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tracy. Great introduction. Heidi, tell us about yourself.
Okay. Hi, Mark. My name is Heidi Heinz, and I have been in real estate about 21, 22 years. I have a team in North Carolina of 6, and I have recently relocated to Las Vegas, Nevada, where I'm trying to get rolling, but great time to try to do it during a pandemic. But I'm getting a lot of systems in place. So, God, I went blank. What else did you want to know?
How much business do you do from your database?
I'm sorry. Okay. So most of my business does come from past referrals because I've been in business for so long. And, we do a lot of client events and we focus on our database because who better to do business with us than the people that already know and love us. And they keep referring and we keep checking in with them. And so I looked at my numbers for this and I'd say about 80% of my business comes from my past clients.
Wow, that's a big number. That's a big number. Great. Can't wait to get into that in a little bit. And we're going to hear exactly what you do to nurture that database. All right. Next, who do we got? We got Marcus Dilly. Marcus Dilly, what you got for us?
Mr. Mark Z, it is good to be here with you, my friend. Thank you so much. So, I'm from North Carolina. We work the border, North and South Carolina. Had my own firm and came over to EXP about 2 years ago. Had about 6 agents. I don't have really a traditional team setting, but I could say, I had 6 agents when I had my old firm, and in 2 years, we've grown the organization to about 130 agents. And so I think we did, that group did, 500 or something transactions last year, but we have some agents that, have been with other firms and even had ownership interest in other firms, and then some that are brand new. So we've kind of got a big group, very diverse. From all shapes and sizes. For me personally, I also do the majority of my deals through repeat and referral business because I've been here a long time and do have a lot of contacts. I try to keep warm and probably similar to Heidi, maybe 80% or so.
Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot. That's good. That's good numbers. 80% from the database. Okay. All right. Next, we have Mickey Duncan. What do you got for us, Mickey?
Hey guys, so I'm Mickey Duncan. I'm from Nashville, Tennessee. My husband and I, Blake, are a team here in Nashville. Blake is actually the director of Intraland. I have been a realtor for about 14 years, been with EXP for 2.5 years. It was the best decision I ever made in my real estate career. It has absolutely changed our financial future. We are 99% referral based. We just really work with our past clients. And I think we owe most of our success to just loving on our clients and appreciating our clients, doing lots of events for them. And, instead of doing the one and done, we are just always asking for referrals from our database. So, we're about 99% referral base.
Love you, Mickey.
Woohoo!
Mickey, you got some fans. All right.
Got a big family in Nashville.
Wow. So you said 99%, Mickey, huh?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I've never really done like a lead gen, anything like that. I did just sign up with Op City. I got a couple of leads from them, but honestly, it is just really working past clients.
Wow. Okay. This is huge. So let's start with you, Mickey, because that's a huge number. That means you solely depend on your database for your living. And that means you're not really prospecting. You're not picking up the phone. You're not having to do all those things that most realtors hate. And you, so you,
Well, I don't do it.
you don't have to do it. That is unbelievable. So how long have you been in the business?
I've been licensed for 14 years. I've been in the industry for about 20. I did some new construction, worked for a contractor for about 4 years, but I've actually been licensed since 2006.
Okay. So let's talk about closing gifts. Let's start with closing gifts. So you close a deal. What do you do anything for your clients? That's a big question that I know I always get asked by realtors is, what do I give for closing gifts? So you do anything special?
Absolutely. I do a lot of monogrammed stuff. You can't go wrong with that. I do like cutting boards or, we'll do wine glasses or something like that that's engraved with their initials. We get a lot of people like moving to Tennessee, so we'll give them, things that are actually monogrammed with Tennessee. If it's, first time home buyer, they're, low on cash, we give them cards to go buy groceries. Just had a closing this week, military family buying their first house, and they were getting their first dog. So, I just went and bought them a bunch of dog stuff, and they just loved it.
Nice. I imagine over the years you've tried a million different closing gifts, as we all have.
I have.
Yeah. Okay. And so this is what they appreciate the most.
Yes, people love monogram stuff, because it's like you put some thought in it. It's like, oh, those are my initials. It wasn't, oh, let me run by Walmart on my way to closing and pick something up.
Right. Got it. Okay, good. Marcus, you do anything special for past clients?
Yeah, so we also like to kind of send them little special things along the way. We kind of get to know them. I mean, obviously, and I love what Mickey said. I think when they know that you really are listening, you're really connecting, you really care about them, and little things like I picked up from a client that he liked Dickel's whiskey, right? And so I wrote that down and I sent him after the closing, the Dickel's whiskey, and just remember how I had paid attention. And I think people really take notice of that. And if you do that on a regular basis, you really listen, especially in conversation, when you can hear of something. The monogram is a great idea because it's personal. If you can listen to who they are and the things that are unique to them and remember that, and then later on follow up with something and they go, gosh, they really did listen, they really do know me, can make a world of difference.
Understood. Okay, good. Heidi, what about you?
Well, currently I don't do closing gifts. I used to early in my career, and it's been off and on. And I manage a small team in North Carolina, and I'm a little unconventional. I let each team member kind of do what they want to do because they're the ones spending time with the client. Like Marcus was saying, they get to know the client as they're working with them. So I have 2 agents on my team that will send a magazine subscription because the client will get them every month, something from them every month. Then I have another agent. She does very like personalized monogram, different gifts for people. But for a set rule to all my clients on my team, do I give out gifts now? No, I don't.
Okay, fair enough. Tracy, what about you? What have you tried over the years? What's worked? What hasn't worked? What's your best?
So for Rick and I, as I forgot, I think it was Mickey who was talking about not prospecting. We've been lucky enough not to have to prospect as well because of the calls from our shows, but we always try to incorporate our marketing and branding for our gifts on with our logo. So we had tumblers made, and we took our logo for the Rick and Tracy Ellis team and had it put on the tumblers, the Tarvis tumblers, and then we took cutting boards and we had our logo put on the cutting boards as well, and pizza cutters. So we try to come up with like a basket with the tumbler inside with our radio logo, and then the cutting board and pizza cutter with our logo, and a bottle of wine, something like that. If it's a client that doesn't fit for, then we try to buy gift cards to Home Depot, because obviously, or Lowe's, people can always use that when they're buying a home.
Yeah, gotcha. Understood. Okay. So I'll speak for myself. So we've tried every imaginable gift over the years as we've grown. Now that we close, 550, 600 deals, this year we're going to close, 750, 800 deals. We've gotten away from closing gifts the past 2-3 years. Just business-wise, it didn't make sense. If you spend anywhere, if you spend $100 on a closing gift, you don't want to get something cheesy. You got to spend, some decent money so it's something that they remember and, something classy. But if you spend $100, for us, it was like, we're spending $60,000, $70,000, on closing gifts, and we just couldn't justify or quantify the return on investment. So we stopped giving closing gifts. And what I always tell my agents, what I always preach to them is, listen, when you offer enough value, you really want to know if you did your job and you did it to the highest level. What you'll find is, I know it sounds crazy, but what you'll find is it happens time and time again. And it's my agent's goals, and I still sell too. I'm in the front lines, trenches. I might sell, last year I think I sold personally maybe about 20 million. So I'm still in the trenches, and I still sell homes and still interact with clients, even though I run the team. And what I find, the deals where I'm active and I've got great rapport with the client, most of my clients that I'm doing a transaction with are a past client, someone that came forward. But what I'll find is they'll buy me a gift. They'll buy one of my agents a closing gift. And I just feel like that's like the highest compliment in the world, when they feel like you've helped them out so much, you've went so above and beyond, that they feel like they owe you. And so that's our agents' goals. That's what we're always trying to get to, and it's great when it happens, because when they feel like you went above and beyond, and you got them more money if they were a seller, or you got them a great deal as a buyer, or, you walked them through the process, they will actually get you a closing gift. They don't feel like you owe them. It's just the opposite. They are appreciative, and they feel like they owe you. And when that happens, and it will happen to you, you're going to be like, wow, you'll be very, very impressed. So that's what we do. All right, let's move on. How about client appreciation events, movies? I've heard, some realtors do, like, they'll rent a movie theater, or they'll do a pumpkin day, in the fall time, or, Christmas, maybe Santa Claus for their past clients. Let's start on this end with Tracy. Do you guys do anything like that? Any past client appreciation events? Anything of that sort that you found to be successful?
Yes, we do, Mark. And wanted to add on to what you were just talking about with the closing gifts.
Yes, please do.
I'm hearing an echo. Hopefully you guys aren't. But I was just going to add, what's the one thing that our clients want the most of from us? It's our time. So that is one thing that Rick and I have been doing a lot more of with our clients over the past couple of years, is taking them to dinner after the transaction, to get to know them a little bit better and on a different level. So that's worked really well for us lately as well, is just trying to make them, to get to know them better and give our time more than anything else. But as far as events, we've went over this so many times and tried to think of the best thing to do for our clients as far as events and at holidays, we all get so many, ornaments and things like that. So this year we wanted to do something different rather than just send all of our clients, because over 22 years we've had a lot of clients and I didn't want to just send everyone an ornament. So we're lucky enough, some of our clients are athletes in our area. So we thought, how can we do something different and special? So for example, our holiday party at Christmas, we had represented a Hall of Fame hockey player for the St. Louis Blues. And obviously our St. Louis Blues here in Missouri won the Stanley Cup last year. So we asked him if he would come to our Christmas party, and he got a bunch of bucks from the Blues, signed them all, brought the Hall of Fame ring. We had Santa Claus there to do photos with all of our clients. But it really, helped our business even more, because then we were able to share all of our clients' photos that we had professionally done by a photographer at the party on our social media, tag all of our clients. They enjoyed getting their photos taken with Bernie Federico from the St. Louis Blues. So that was a really big hit, and we're looking forward to doing more events like that.
That's great stuff. So you have found you feel like clients really appreciate that, and that's something that sticks in their head.
Yeah, I just think that it's something different, something that we don't all get to do every day, go try on this Stanley Cup ring, get your photo taken with a Hall of Fame hockey player. And, they just really enjoyed it. They all left with a signed autographed hockey puck. I mean, it was just something different. So we're going to try to do special things like that every year, because although it was expensive, I'd rather do something like that than, send everyone an ornament and not be able to interact with them on a personal level.
No, I agree. There's nothing more important than that interaction. I think you nailed it. All right, good. Heidi, you do anything as far as events go?
I do. Parties, pie giveaways, Halloween contests. I do a whole bunch of different things throughout the year. Like this year, we're going to have our big Easter egg hunt, but then with the pandemic, we weren't able to do it. But I think the best client appreciation party that I had was in 2018. And we had it at a nice country club, beautiful invitations. We had a band, we had a great turnout. Of course, as you know, there's a lot of prep work to get people there. So we had a really good turnout. And just from that night, we ended up with like 8 deals. We had, a photographer there, and we could use everything on Facebook and social media. And beforehand, we had a private Facebook group for the people that we had invited. And, everybody got dressed up, and it was just another way to connect with people. And it was kind of funny because, my database is big. And so people that maybe I hadn't seen in years came, and I didn't even recognize them. And that said something to me, that I had to do a better job of what I was doing. So that's when we started saying every quarter we have to have some kind of event, and we plan that out.
Yeah, isn't that an eye opener when that just hits you right in the face like that?
Yeah, and it's embarrassing because you're standing there, and I had it set. Everybody's got to have a name tag when they come in, and the girl sitting there writing them, and I'm looking at the people thinking, oh my God, and they go, don't you remember you sold my house 10 years ago? I'm like, oh my gosh, but you can't remember everybody.
Right. That's so true. That's so funny.
The fact that after 10 years, they still came to an event that I held.
Oh, absolutely. That's great. That says numbers about wonders about what you meant to them. So that's good. You made an impact.
One other thing I want to share is that my team does some different things. You can't always do big events for your clients. So like Friday the 13th or St. Patrick's Day, sometimes we will buy lottery tickets, and we will pick out each agent will pick out maybe 5 or 10 clients' homes to go to. They just knock on the door and say, hey, it's Friday the 13th. Here's your lucky lottery ticket, and if you win, call me, you know, I want to sell you a house. And people get a kick out of it, but it's just another way to keep in touch with them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Cool. Marcus, anything as far as appreciation events?
So, Mark, I have not done one client appreciation event, and I'm feeling pretty sorry right now. Other agents. I'm married way up, right? My wife, I'll kick my coverage. She's super creative. We've been talking about doing one and taking a lot of pointers from these great agents and a lot of the other agents that have done it in the past. So one of the things, just real quick, I did, it's not a full-on event, but we would have sort of sponsorship to our company with agents, or rather clients and people that we know and are connected to. We just did sort of a rock painting event, right, where we set up stations and people came over to the area and they would paint something positive on a rock, or they would paint it to look like a butterfly, or a ladybug, or whatever the case might be. And then they would hide them all around our city, and people would find them at certain spots, and we would have a connection there to people all over. There's some cool stories I don't have the time to go into now that came out of that. But the other thing is we, to appreciate clients truly, I think everyone sends Christmas cards and birthday cards and things like that. But one of the things I think we may have gotten away from, and this is very labor intensive, but we'll sit down at Christmas and literally handwrite to each client, and it takes hours and hours because we're doing hundreds of cards, but we'll handwrite something specific about that client, as opposed to just sending something with a stamp that has my signature. And that's really meant a lot to a lot of our past clients.
Absolutely. And don't feel bad, Marcus. That's what this entire panel and that's what this company's about, right? We're all learning from each other. We're all trying to figure out what works and what doesn't, because as you know, in this business, we get presented with a million different shiny objects, and everybody always says, hey, all you need is 2 deals a year to pay for this. I mean, how many times have we heard that before, right? And you can go broke trying things thinking that all you need is 2 deals to pay for this. So that's what this is about, is hearing what works and what doesn't. All right, let's talk about, did I miss anybody? Oh, did I get, Mickey, did I hear if you do past clients appreciation?
Nope, I have not spoke on that, but that is my favorite.
That's your favorite? Oh, good. Thank God I turned around. The stage is so big, I'm forgetting who's behind me sometimes. All right, let's hear it, Mickey.
I know, and I'm sitting over here all by my lonesome. I just noticed I'm like over here all by myself.
I'm going to come over here, Mickey. I don't want you to feel alone. All right, go ahead. Let's hear it.
So yes, client appreciations is one of my favorite things to do. And my husband and I are such relationship builders, in real estate. So we actually have a client appreciation day coming up June the 6th. And we have rented Maggie Moo's ice cream truck. So we are bringing it up to a couple of our sponsors that's helping us out. And we've invited all of our past clients and telling them to bring their families. So we're doing an ice cream social, and we will be giving out ice cream scoopers that we have made little cards that says, hey, here's the scoop when it comes to the sweet deal called Mickey and Blake Duncan. So we'll give those out to everybody. We do an ugly sweater party every year. I had one last year. Year before, we had about 120 people to show up. And we turned that one into sort of like a charity event as well. So we asked everybody who came to bring shoes, and we donated those to the Souls for Souls. So that was pretty cool. Like Tracy said, we take all of our clients out to dinner, after closing. Last year, we delivered 50 pumpkins to our clients. We just sort of pulled up, set them on their porch, and, people were taking pictures of them and posting them all over their Facebook page and saying, look what my realtor did. And, so then, of course, we were getting all that exposure, to all their friends, and people absolutely love that. But But yes, having client appreciation days is one of the biggest joys that Blake and I get out of real estate.
Wow, that's amazing. I think the best part about that is that you really enjoy it, and that's,
Yes.
yeah, that's great. All right, good. You ever get business out of it? People ever come up to you during those events and say, you know what, yeah, I know you're busy right now, but next week I'm going to call you because, so-and-so's, thinking about buying or selling. Does that ever happen to you?
All the time. It happens all the time. And sometimes our clients will bring somebody with them that says, hey, they're moving to Nashville, or, they're going to sell their house. Yes, we get business from it all the time.
Yeah. That's great. That's great. All right, good. All right, let's, what do you have in place? Heidi, I'm sorry, Mickey, while I got you here, what do you do to stay in touch with your past clients? Do you have anything that's routines, anything that's systematic to stay in front of them? Do you send emails, texts, postcards? What do you do that's very consistent with your database?
I'm not a big emailer. I don't do a lot of emails. I'm a big texter, and I have them categorized in my phone. So like, I think I'll have them like by year, like, who closed the house in 2017, 18, 19, whatever. Because, the text to those people are going to be different. So I do text groups. I do reach out. I am a big Facebook component. And people out there that know me, I am on Facebook every single day. So I do try to stay in front of them. So when I, see something about a past client, I'm reaching out to them. I'm commenting on their page. I am a member of Send Out Cards. So, if I see something going on, somebody's had a baby or an anniversary or even a death in the family, or if somebody's ill, I'm always sending them cards. We try to do the 7 touch, to where we are reaching out and trying to touch those clients 7 times a year, whether that's Christmas cards or, well, actually, we usually send out Thanksgiving cards instead of Christmas cards, because a lot of people get Christmas cards. So yeah, we really stay in touch with them a lot on Facebook.
Gotcha. So you do use social media. Okay.
Yeah, social media is my number one marketing. I mean, honestly, we made $43,000 in commission last year just off of Facebook. People reaching out to us on Facebook.
Wow. So you can actually attribute actual closed sales and dollar amounts to social media.
Yes, I keep up with my stats. I keep up with where they come from, like who is referred, and, did Susie reach out to me, because Stacy told her to, or somebody's tagged me on Facebook. Yeah, I keep up with all my stats.
Great. Okay. And you said for your mailings, you like send out cards, because if I'm not mistaken, send out cards. They can even send out brownies, different besides just cards, right? I remember their brownies.
I do the brownies. So like a week after closing, I'll, send out a card and just say, hey, Mark, it was, great working with you. I hope you're enjoying your new house. Please call me if you need anything. And then we send them the brownies, and they love it. And they're like $4. They're really, really inexpensive, but they love it.
Yeah. And the brownies, I'm not going to lie, I've sent myself. You got to try it before you send it out, right? The brownies are good, aren't they? Okay, so I'm not the only one. You've cheated too, huh?
Yeah. Hey, I see somebody ask here. It says, Mickey, do you track your ROI on Facebook? I don't. I think they mean the ads. I do not buy Facebook ads. I do not spend a dime on Facebook. This is just on my business page and my personal page. I do not pay for Facebook ads.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So you don't boost ads or anything like that?
Nope. I tried that one time, but it didn't work. So I don't like having to keep up with it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Good. Let's go over here to Marcus. Marcus, what do you do? What do you do to stay in touch? Anything consistent? Anything that's like routine in your business?
Yeah, Mickey hit the nail on the head. I mean, Facebook, social media is huge for us. We really commenting on people's pages. I think we don't need to send out cards, but I think there's a very similar impact when you are connected to people through social media and you're reaching out to them and you're congratulating them on this or that, or watching them and being a part of their lives and really being involved. I think is huge. We do actually consistently call. As well. I think, I text some, but I think calls are really important. And sometimes, don't call just to ask for the referral. People a lot of times can see through that. Sometimes just call and check in with them. They know who you are. They know what you do. They know what you want, right? So just check in, touch base, see how they're doing. They're a friend and they're a client. And hopefully, strongly both consistently and into the future. So sometimes that phone call makes a huge difference. So we do that consistently and try to reach out to as many as we possibly can in a 6-month period.
Okay. All right, good. Heidi, what do you got for me?
Well, I have over 15,000 people in my database, so I can't call them all. Yep.
Oh my gosh.
I've been busy,
A lot.
thank goodness, but, and they're all not, I mean, they're all probably not great, but anyways, they're there. And so we still try to pay attention to them. But, occasionally I'll do a mass email, but I have to be careful because I don't want to be like a spammer. So we will communicate with people like when there's things going on. For example, like now with COVID, we sent out an email, just kind of warm, not asking for business, just to say we were here if we could help them, if they needed anything, and we just left it at that. If there's, something that they're impacted by, we will put an email out, but we communicate with a lot of people on Facebook. I do have agents that will, just call past clients just to keep in touch with them. We have different campaigns that will remind the agent to call them. They've been in their house 6 months, they've been there a year, they've been there 2 years, whatever. And we just keep going with them like that. So it's a great way to, to just stay in touch with them. I had an agent and she told me a story. She called a lady who was in New York and not even calling to, of course, she's a realtor. That's why she's calling, but they never even talked about Jennifer being in real estate and said the lady told Jennifer all about her day at the hospital. She's a nurse and just what she was going through. And it was like a 20-minute conversation. Sometimes, people are just glad to hear from somebody just to talk to. So, there's a client for life right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And Tracy, what do you got for us?
Well, as you know, when you've been in the business for a long time, you see all the changes in real estate. 22 years ago, everything was about farming your database and then doing your newsletters. And, I've done all of that. We still do a newsletter and I track it and I look at how many are opening it. And for me, I try to look at my clients on how I handle things that are sent to me. I don't look at my mail, to be honest. Everything is paid online. Most of my mail goes straight in the trash. And I barely look at my email unless it's my clients' things or things I'm dealing with. All the personal stuff that comes through, I'm not opening that and reading it. So I really preach to the agents on our team. Everything is text. Texting is critical. And we try to text like we'll take one message and then we'll copy and paste and send it to everybody in our database, like by texting. And I also do short video clips, just updating them on the market. I try to make it less than 30 seconds, just a hello, hope you're doing great, wanted to update you on the current market conditions. And I always end it with, who do you know that's thinking about buying or selling a home? And Facebook. Facebook is huge for me. I've never paid for an ad. I don't pay for advertising as far as like buying leads. Everything we get is from people contacting us. But Facebook is something everybody should be utilizing. I know my family gets tired of all my posting, but I'm like, look, it's business and this is my business. So Messenger on Facebook is something I utilize and really coach our team on utilizing weekly. I try to get them to be doing 50 messages a week on Facebook Messenger. I'm like, it takes me 5 minutes or less to send out 50 to 100 messages on Facebook Messenger, because you can type one message and then literally hit forward and forward it to that first 50 to 100, and then do that once a week and hit the next. And I always end it with, who do you know that's thinking about buying or selling a home? I greatly appreciate your business. And almost always we get contacts back of people giving us leads just from doing that. So that's been great for us. Is Facebook is everything. Instagram we do as well, LinkedIn, but we do not get we have a lot of followers on there, but we don't get as many leads as we do from our Facebook. But the main thing we do also is we make sure at closing, we're tagging our clients in the photos on Facebook. We're making sure we're friends with all of our clients on Facebook, and we're interacting with their post on a regular basis, which is great, because then all their friends are like, oh, they sold their house. Oh, they sold their house. So you're just opening yourself up to a huge audience, and it's not costing you anything.
Great idea. Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay. All right. What do you have on this? I don't want to run out of time. Do you guys know?
An hour and a half.
An hour and a
So
half. Okay.
4:30.
You are actually, you've got 3 minutes.
Oh,
And you guys wrap it up. Yep.
oh,
We
they
have
told
three-
us 90, I thought.
Yeah, I thought it was 90.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
no.
no one
45
after
minutes.
you guys.
Yep. You guys are the last panel of the day. You guys, it's a 45-minute panel.
Oh my gosh, we were just going to go for an outfit change, wardrobe change. All right. Who on the panel wants to say some final words? Anything that we left out or didn't touch? Any words of wisdom that we want to give the audience? Anything that you think we might have left out? We only got 3 minutes.
Mark, for me, this is Heidi, and for me, I'm a high D, and it's really hard for me to do all these things because I'm always in a hurry and I just want to get to the bottom line. And so, it takes a team for me, and it takes a good assistant who has, all different personality types that can put the ideas out there in front of me, and we can execute them together. And I just say, even if you're uncomfortable, just do it, try it, do something, and you'll get in front of people. And when you see the return on it, and even sometimes it's not always financial. Sometimes it's just, the giving that will back to you, and it will all pay off. So, just get out there and try something. Something is better than nothing.
Yeah, I just wanted to add, and one thing that's helped me a lot as well is once you get to know your client, Rick and I, like, what do you have to help your client? We look at our radio show, our magazine, and even if you just have your social media as a way to help our clients. So a lot of our clients are business owners, or they're very involved in a charity. I find out about their business, their charity, and I do Facebook Live videos with my client. I go to their business. I do a live video with them there, and I share those and tag them in all of our social, and every agent on my team's social. So you're opening yourself up to another entire audience, and you're helping your client grow their business. So we try to help our clients grow their business, because without them, we wouldn't be doing what we do every day.
Mark, can I
One
ask a
thing I'd
question
like-
about that?
One thing I'd like to share too, real quick, is I think, for me, it's not just one thing that works, but kind of everything does. We have so much material to work from, and so many different options and opportunities. And I think, the key is to have the right mindset, and if you have fear, if you're concerned, especially if you're trying to get to a 6-figure income, be decent about it, but try to make sure that your mindset, heart set, and your skill set is in place so that you can be ready for the success that comes your way.
All right. Anyone else before we wrap up?
Hey guys, I got one thing to share.
Please.
also trying to sort of have strategic partners. Blake and I have lined ourselves up with some really good strategic partners. And so a lender friend of mine, he and I did a Zoom call last week, and we just were talking about things that would come up in the market that maybe, buyers are fearful of. And, we talked about interest rates, and we talked about foreclosures and bankruptcies. And we had a girl to reach out to us that had a foreclosure that didn't think she could ever buy a house. And I am not kidding. We got her qualified and under contract in a week. So, just sort of reaching out to the general public, just sort of, I don't know, just letting them know what's out there and maybe answering some questions or doing a Q&A. That was really helpful. And I think another thing for Blake and I is it's not always about the transaction. We're relationship builders. And just like Tracy said, you have got to stay and in front of your people and love on them and let them know, that it is about the relationship. And that's where the referrals come from. It's not just a sale. It's not just about getting to the closing table and getting paid.
Absolutely. You're so right. You're so right. If you're just looking at the paycheck, you're really missing the boat. All right. What else? Is that it? Any quick questions that we skipped over? Anyone have anything that we need the panelists or myself to get answered for you guys? All right. With that said, I like to close the panel down with some dancing, and we will call it a day here on this. Are we at Thursday already? I'm losing track of the days. It's been a great event so far.
I think there's a couple hands raised in the audience.
Oh, okay. See here.
Lewis, maybe Cody Lewis. I can't tell who it is.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I see that name, Cody Lewis.
Cody Lewis, go ahead. Do I need to do something, or can?
No, his hand has been up the whole time. I don't think he knows his hand is raised.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
God, his arm's got to be hurting.
I know.
Well, thanks everybody. It was good hearing about all of your success.
Thank you. I got some great ideas.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is great. This is a great panel. Panelists, you guys were awesome. I picked up a lot of nuggets. I've got a page and a half of notes from you guys, so that was awesome. If anyone has any questions for the panelists, write their names down. Nobody should be hard to reach. If you guys need to reach me, I'm on Instagram at soldbymarkz. And it's been a pleasure, guys. The event's been great so far. To everybody, props to everybody that's had a hand in putting this on. And we will see you guys tomorrow.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Mark. Great job moderating.
Thank you,
problem.
Mark. Thanks, panel.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Everyone, if anyone's interested, there's some fireworks at the beach.
All right, are we gonna do a
Bye,
selfie?
guys.